I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed, just like the woman on the other mic. Now, she's got a book out there, My Extra Mom. You want to go check that out on Amazon. So whenever you get a chance, go to Amazon and look that up. I have the book. I love the book. I wish I had it back in the day. Also, don't forget to rate and review this podcast. I think we're coming to the end of this, so we're going to let Jethro take over. Take the candy from a laughing baby's mouth. I would love to know what he was on when he came up with that lyric.
Ironically, it's something that you would do too, but for probably different reasons.
Yeah. Hey, kid, you're laughing? You're enjoying that candy? Come here.
Yeah, no sugar, no grain.
I know you're going to hate me right now, but I'm going to save you from a world of hurt. You know, I'll put up an Instagram today. You know, things just hit me sometimes. This might be the most unintelligent thing I've ever done, or maybe the most brilliant thing I've ever done. I'm really not sure. But, you know, I was talking to someone earlier, and I get this all the time in the consults, Gina. They'll say to me, hey, listen, I have a pantry full of this stuff. Once it's all gone, and I'll say, no, throw it away. And once it's gone, I won't buy it. Let me explain something to you. When you buy something in the store, eventually that's going to go through your stomach. It's going to go through your liver. Your liver is going to disperse it as energy, and also it's going to save some of that energy, put it on your body as fat, what have you. So you have to be careful as to what you eat. Now, you have two choices. You can throw it in the trash, and it bypasses your stomach or the liver, or you can dump it in the toilet, which means it went through your stomach and your liver. Does that make sense?
You're so right. It's like saying, look, it's all going to waste anyway. Depends on if you want to be one of the pit stops or not.
Yeah. Do you want it to go through you on the way to becoming waste? So don't think you're wasting something. And here's the one, you see, that won't normally get people, but this will.
Ooh.
I'll say, how much did you pay for this phone call? Oh, I just booked a half an hour, a little over $100. Okay. So you're willing to spend money to get the right answers, but you're not willing to get rid of some fucking Pop-Tarts and some Captain Crunch. You want to keep, now look, every time elections come around and they ask some politician, hey, how much is a box of cereal? I don't know what a box of cereal costs because I don't buy a box of cereal.
Right.
If you told me they were $10, I go, that sounds about right. If you told me it was $3.95, I go, sounds good.
Sure.
I don't know because I don't buy a box of cereal. I don't even go up and down those aisles. I don't even know what it looks like. You know that.
You stay on the perimeter. That's
right. So the bottom line is when someone goes, oh, I'm not going to throw it away. What, really? $10 is standing between you and your, how much is a box of cereal, Gina?
We're not cereal people anyway.
Yeah,
let's say $5, $6.
$5. Okay, so $5. A Lincoln. Is Lincoln on the $5 bill?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right, a Lincoln is stopping you. It is standing between you and getting healthy.
Yeah.
Wait, let me say it into the camera. My glasses off. I think Debbie can use this. So people will say to me, I'm not going to throw away a box of cereal. I'll start after I finish the cereal. Now, a box of cereal costs about $5, according to Gina Grad. So here's the deal. If you're going to let $5 stand between you and getting healthy, well, you're not ready to get healthy. Stay motivated. Okay.
That was really good.
That's how you do it in the big leagues. When you get there, you'll know.
I can't wait. I love a good multitask. And by the way, I don't know that you responded to this, and I don't have my phone on me, but did you see the tweet I sent you, I think yesterday? Because, you know, I know you really well and you're my friend, but I like to be, you know, like the masses who just live to piss you off.
I think I saw something from you, but Izzy Presley sent me a bigger tweet.
Oh, okay.
Really got me. What was yours, Gina?
Mine was, I was in one of the dreaded middle aisles, looking for some baking stuff, you know, for the kids for holidays. And I came across the pudding section, you know, shelf stable pudding. Delicious.
Oh, yeah. I saw the pudding, and it was a different flavor that I'd never heard before.
It was Cinnabon flavored. I know you love a Cinnabon. I know that that smell really gets you going. And right next to it was the cookie. No, it wasn't even cookies and cream. Explain this to me, how this can be on a shelf stable, non-refrigerated section. It was the ice cream sandwich snack pack pudding just sitting on the shelf next to the Cinnabon pudding.
Okay. That, the pudding, which is supposed to be a dairy product, it's the same, Gina, as I tell people, if you walk into, like, the only place I ever see these is like if I've been like in a car dealership or
Right.
something like that, where they have like the complimentary, or like when I say car dealership, like I go get my oil changed at the place,
Right.
and they'll say, hey, sit in this little room with this magazine from 1978, right?
Right. And the coffee and the creamer.
Right. And well, it's not creamer, it'll say real cream or real half and half.
Uh-huh.
What you see is those little thumb packs,
Right.
and they're sitting there. They don't have to be refrigerated.
No, they're like little thimbles.
Okay. I hate to sound like Jeff Foxworthy, but if you have cream that don't need to be refrigerated,
You might be being poisoned.
you might be poisoned. Yeah. Don't, that stuff is not good. It's the same with that pudding, right? People, oh, but look, the pudding for other reasons, it's got sugar and this and that and the other thing. And they'll have like tapioca and what have you. I think Gina froze up on us this year.
No, you froze, not me.
No,
How dare you?
but they can still hear the sound.
Of
So,
course.
the tapioca, and the tapioca is a starch. Your liver doesn't know tapioca from rice, from
Right.
corn, from wheat. It just doesn't know the difference. So any of that stuff, they have nothing but starchy stuff in there. It's not a dairy product. None of that stuff is good for you. And it's got to be by definition. Did you see the ingredients in that, Gina, by any chance? Or you just...
I wasn't going to pick it up. I thought I would get fat just looking at it, but I can look it up right now.
Yeah, next time you do that, take a picture of the back, because apparently you peruse those aisles. And
I do. I peruse them.
Yeah. What were you doing in the aisle?
I told you I was looking for baking stuff for the Christmas
I
stuff for the
see.
kid.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a real Betty Crocker. I like to sit around and make
Yeah.
Christmas cookies. Hold on. Cinnabon snack pack pudding. There it is. I didn't make that up. Ingredients. And I don't know. I could be just hating for the sake of hating, but I don't know that I want a cinnamon pudding anyway. Okay, ingredients. Here we go. Water, sugar, non-fat milk, modified cornstarch, palm oil, salt, sodium stearoyl lactylate, propylene glycol esters of fatty acids, distilled monoglycerides, cinnamon, natural and artificial flavor, they don't get more specific, color added, disodium phosphate, whey, and yellow 5.
One ingredient in that whole thing was healthy. One.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Water.
Water. Yeah. Water. They have one good ingredient in the whole thing. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Now, I wasn't watching, I was moving wood,
Not a
because
euphemism.
no, we have 3 fireplaces in this house.
Right.
And I live like the Waltons. I'd rather have the fireplaces going than the energy, because fireplaces, even once they burn out, once they're hot, they keep the room warm for a long time.
Well, and the one thing you don't take advantage of with a fireplace, because you just don't get it, they're so delightfully Instagrammable.
Oh, yeah, I should probably do that. Put a chair next to it and do a fireside chat like the president.
Just put up your little fuzzy slippers and your little cocoa and be like, cheers to winter.
Hey, y'all. There's a comedian. I wish I could remember her name. She moved from California to Nashville. She calls herself the recovering Californian.
You've shown me her. She's great.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. She's like, she's just great, because she's so deadpan about it.
Yeah.
At any rate, I was moving wood, because once we get the pile, I take some to back here, half a cord, a quarter of a cord here, and I put the rest of the cord over there, and I move some to where Serena can get it easily, and upstairs. And I was listening to you and Brian on your current show.
Yes, the Brian and Gina show by LA Magazine.
Yeah, and Brian said something, and I went, oh, wait, I eat that all the time. Not all the time, but I used to. And it was it was the pre thing to me making my ultra fat.
Huh.
He said, I have a grandmother who used to eat peanut butter with butter.
That gives me thick throat just thinking about it.
It's
You put
delicious. It's
peanut butter on
delicious.
one side and butter on the
No,
other
no,
side.
no, no, no. Well, first of all, I wouldn't put it in bread. We called it Vinergy. And because it was short for Vinnie's Energy. When I
Sure.
used to do these mountain bike races, you didn't have to have a crew on the mountain because it would go up the mountain, circle back down. So once every 45 minutes to an hour, you were back
You're at the same
where you
place.
started. So
Yeah.
you would just throw your water bottle off and they would hand you a new water bottle.
Right.
And, so every other lap or so, I would have, because the sugar used to mess me up. This was back in the 90s, by the way. So what I would do is I would mix peanut butter with butter. I would melt the butter in the microwave. I wouldn't melt it to where it was, just
A liquid.
but I
Yeah.
would mush, so it could be
Mushy.
mushed. So I would mix a jar of peanut butter with a stick of butter. And back then I used to put a little honey in it. So I had fat, carbohydrates, and protein all in the same, mixture.
Okay, that does sound divine.
Yeah, but then once I got away from sugar, I just pulled the, and then I started moving to coconut oil because coconut oil is a better form. It could get hot and it'll be
Right.
okay. You don't want
Right.
butter to get hot. If I'm
Yeah,
out for 15
rancid.
hours
Yeah.
and the California heat, I would be out in
Oh.
that 100-degree heat sometimes in Santa Monica's. Your product is getting rancid.
Well, when
really
you put it
fast.
that way, it actually sounds good.
Yeah.
When you just mix it like a delicious slurry, not like, well, we're
Yeah.
gonna slam this on a piece of white bread and slam this on a piece of white bread and slap it together.
And then eventually the coconut oil changed. And then I said, well, peanuts, not the way to go because, a little more inflammatory. So I started going with other nuts. And, the best nut you can get pretty much is the almond. And that's how I created a whole company.
God, that is
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Yeah, been
deliver
doing
that
that since
message
the
back to
90s.
Brian.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm shocked because, peanuts are delicious. Kids love peanuts. Well,
Sure.
guess what kid doesn't love peanuts? My
Yours.
stepson. He
Mm.
likes almonds. He's a little old man. He doesn't like Snickers because it has peanuts. He loves an 8-year-old. Actually, when he was 6, a 6-year-old loves Almond Joy like an old man. So I'm lucky that he'll snack on those instead.
When I was a kid, I was an Almond Joy guy. Yeah,
Why?
because number one, it was all right. You want me to tell you the candies I liked as a kid?
Yes, I do.
I liked the Almond Joy and the Mounds because they
Yeah.
used to, the commercial would tell you on television.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
And
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
and you remember the name of the company?
Mars?
Well, I'm sure Mars bought them out at some point.
I don't know.
Peter Paul.
No.
Peter Paul Almond Joys have nuts. Mounds don't.
Oh, I never heard that.
Peter Paul. And yeah.
What little kid wants dark chocolate, coconut, and almonds?
This kid. This kid. So that was a favorite. The Payday was a favorite because it was covered in peanuts.
It doesn't even have chocolate.
No, but it was, you have salt and sugar. It
No,
was
I
like,
get it. I get it
was the
now.
ultimate deal when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then there was the Snickers. Nothing superseded the Snickers for me.
No.
Didn't care about anything else. Those, I'm a sugarholic, man. Those are the ones that got me.
God, that's the other thing. Like my little one likes all that stuff, and he likes coffee flavored stuff, like a coffee flavored candy or a coffee flavored ice cream, which I never liked as a kid. But he loves something that I find disgusting. I know you find disgusting. He goes crazy for Sour Patch, Starburst, Jelly Bean, all the artificial fruit stuff, which I have no feelings about at all.
Zero. I've never understood gummy bears. I've never understood any kind of sweet just for sweet's sake.
What's the point? So this kid goes to Menchie's, that's his treat because we have one around the corner. I have not broken it to my husband or my stepson that we will be implementing the Vinnie rule, which will end in tears for my husband and my stepson.
which is no
One
toppings at Menchie's.
one topping. This kid, I mean, it's a baker's dozen of toppings. Of course, he likes going to Menchie's.
Well, for Tallulah, it wasn't just one topping. The topping was, if you put a serial killer topping on that, we're never coming back.
No Swedish fish on your menu.
No Swedish fish. No, if I see a gummy bear on ice cream, you better,
I'll give you a 5-second head start. You run.
She and Emma, her and Emma would go about once every 3 weeks. I'd take them to Menchie's. Yep.
Oh, God.
And yeah.
Would you ever get, at Menchie's, they have those little ketchup cup size tasting things. Would you ever taste anything?
No, because every time I did, it just got disappointing.
It's not, I mean, that's the thing. We talk about being in Italy and having stracciatella or gelato.
Right.
This is, if you have a Menchie's nearby and everybody likes it, more power to you. But it's an airy, soft serve. It's a yogurt. If you want, talk about put life into living, I'll save that for the real deal.
Well, I don't know if I've talked about it with you, but Anna and I have talked about it over the years. And you can run this experiment with your husband and your kid and get back to me.
Oh, I can't wait.
If you get 3 different yogurts, it could be Menchie's, it could be whatever you want.
I know where this is going. Blind taste test?
Blind taste test.
I would love to do this.
At first, you'll like if you'll go, oh, okay, I think that's chocolate, that's vanilla. But once you've tasted all 3 and your tongue is a bit numb to it, if you say, all right, now everyone blindfold, I'm going to hand you a spoon, put it in your mouth.
I'm going to do a video.
They're going to screw up 1 or 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
Once you've had all 3, and then you go back and you mix them up and try to taste this one, taste that one.
Yeah.
They will not get it. And it's amazing.
Well, and that makes sense too, because I believe that's, and you may have said this too, but that's why those ice creams are color coded. Like the strawberry comes out pink because it needs another layer to trick your brain that you're having strawberry.
You have to think you're having strawberry.
Right. And that's why, that's why I think, remember back when you and I were young, remember Crystal Pepsi?
No.
And you don't remember the commercials for Crystal Pepsi? It was clear, meaning it was what it was. They just didn't inject the brown color into it. And it was Pepsi Clear or Crystal Pepsi or whatever in the 80s. And it freaked people out because they want to see their brown liquid when they're drinking their Pepsi.
Yeah, I don't, I didn't, the only one because look, I was in college, and then after college, I didn't really have a television or watch television. The only one I remember 2 kinds of soda things. One was they made it was called New Coke.
Oh, New Coke, yeah.
They made New Coke for 5 minutes.
People
and then
rioted in the streets over New Coke.
And then they brought regular Coke back, and then everyone thought, oh, that was just a ploy by Coca-Cola to get people excited about Coke again.
Right.
Yeah. And then it was Pepsi and Coke. Which one are you drinking? Right. It was like this big.
That was the blind taste test. Ooh, I like this one better. Take your blindfold off.
And one of them had Michael Jackson, and then the other one had the guy from the Commodores.
Lionel Richie?
Yeah, Lionel Richie. Yeah.
The guy from the Commodores.
Yeah.
As though he fell off after the Commodores.
I forgot. Yeah, I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, that's when Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire shooting the Pepsi commercial in the 80s.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Yeah, and that's and you reminded me of this you just unlocked a memory for me. We were in Bluebirds, Campfire Girls, as opposed to Girl Scouts. It was just, I don't know, the same thing. It was the Pepsi to Girl Scouts Coke. And one of the ways we can earn a badge, you tell me, if your daughter, Tallulah, came home as a 10-year-old and said, I have a new way to get a badge. Oh, that's great. Is it building a campfire from scratch? No. Is it learning how to use a compass? No. It's going to the mall and letting them focus group us to see how little kids like fruit roll-ups and Cokes and all these other things so they can tell the distributors. Would you allow her to get that badge? Because we did all the time. That was one of our badges.
I never even from Campfire Girls?
At the mall, one of the ways we could get helping our community. was going and being a little group of little kids with their sashes and their little berets in a focus group. Which Fruit Loop do you like better? Which fruit roll up do you like better? Which Coke do you like, this Coke or this Pepsi?
Yeah, that's why we never let Tallulah do any of it. Well, she just wasn't interested in that. She was only interested in horses, basically. I mean,
That's a very expensive little girl.
yeah, but her dad took care of that, so we were good.
Great.
You know,
That's great.
yeah, yeah. Scott was quite the guy, still is. I was on the phone with him just yesterday, Tallulah's
That's
dad.
amazing. God, you guys have it all figured out. You are the epitome of the modern family.
We got lucky.
You
I'm just,
did.
look, I wouldn't have stayed if there was any kind of weirdness or anything.
Yeah.
That would have been grounds for let's not fall in love here.
Yeah.
I need to just move on,
Boy, did you guys get lucky. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Do we have time for an anecdote or should we save it for the next show?
Let's do an anecdote because
Good.
let's do one here.
Okay, I just wanted it's more of an update. It's more of an update on a woman who shall remain nameless, who loves a giant diet company that shall remain nameless.
Gina's mom, Coca-Cola. Go on.
Half right. Okay, so this mystery woman, let's call her Lady M.
Okay.
She has been hawking at me, as our people say, going, she really takes care of herself. She was a chubby kid. Her parents were heavy set. She didn't want to go through this the rest of her life. She didn't want to raise kids in the same situation. So she was really careful with our stuff and whatever. So she's a slender woman who just can't lose this 10 pounds. It's driving her insane. She's to the point where she's like, inject it, let me swallow it, let me shoot it. I mean, not really, but she's joking, like, I'll do anything. I'll cut off a leg if it weighs 10 pounds. I can't take it. Now, she knows where I stand. She knows where you stand. And I'm pretty much done talking about it. She kind of gets it. And, but she's doing her own thing. But what you have to realize, Vinnie, and you might be lumped in the category with me, unfortunately, it only penetrates her when somebody other than me tells her. And now you're kind of a me. So she's kind of a little like, yeah. So I just wanted to tell you this. She loves a certain company, a weight loss company. She's loved them for a long time. And they sell snacks. They sell whatever, rice cakes, chips,
Let's assume it's Weight Watchers. Go on.
No, it's not Weight Watchers. It's called Fat Viewers. And it's different company. And and so they sell, they sell their own snacks, their own carby chips, whatever.
Yeah.
And pita chips, whatever. And she cannot get this last 10 pounds off. It's driving her insane. So I've already said my piece, but whatever. What do I know? So she went to some other place that I do not know the name, some other weight loss center. And she's desperate. And she leaves and she feels amazing. She goes, they gave me a whole meal plan. It's mostly just stuff I have to buy at the grocery store. They're not selling me anything. And she talked to me like this conversation has never come up. She goes, do you know what they said? These geniuses on high. Oh no, you'll like this, but you'll be pissed because
I'm mad already because go on.
These geniuses told me something I've never before heard. I am only allowed to buy meat and vegetables. I go, oh, you don't say. Yeah. They said I have to cut out the crackers and the pita chips and the popcorn and the stuff I get from my other company. You don't say. I go, Mom, I'm really proud of you for doing this. And I really think it's going to make a huge difference. And in fact, if I were you, I wouldn't even pay that company. I would just lose the snack packs and just do what they said. You don't have to pay them to do this every week. So anyway, now she believes it because it wasn't you or me.
I took precious time away at your wedding.
Yeah.
To talk to this woman.
Yeah. Well, in her defense, she was a little busy.
And in her defense also.
My wedding.
She was still pushing back.
Oh.
There was blowback.
Yeah.
The only thing we can agree on was that you shouldn't be fat because that can cause other problems.
Right.
That was that.
She's very health conscious for what she understands to be health conscious, which is a good deal, a lot.
And look, I don't think it's for vanity reasons when it comes to your mom. I think she's really scared of being fat because I didn't know this until right now that she came from a family
Both
that
my
was,
both her parents died in their early 60s.
yeah,
And they were smokers, and we were schmaltz, and Jewish stock. And she's terrible. We all have very high cholesterol just genetically, and she wants to stick around. God love her. She's taking care of herself.
yeah. People ask me why I'm so passionate about this. It's the same thing. It's like they go, well, you look at you, and it's like, would you like to come down to Louisiana so I can show you my family?
Right.
And I finally
Yeah,
got my
you just got this handed to you, Vinny. You just hit the lottery.
no, I worry about my family. All of my brothers now are obese, all of them. Um, Mark, my youngest brother, has always been in the 300s.
Wow.
He's got friends, and his manager at work listens to this podcast and has lost weight and does all the stuff.
Wow.
His best friend, who lost like 100 pounds, who listens to this show, and he's there, and for whatever reason, and you don't think that drives me crazy? I have a sister-in-law who I shouldn't call in-law. She's a sister. We went to first grade together. We've
Oh
known
my
each other.
God.
She married my brother. She got pregnant before she left high school, and she's married to my brother their whole life. If I have a sister, this one, she struggled her entire life. Well, no, she was thin when she was, had kids, gained weight, and then just lately, she's been doing something. I don't know what she's doing, but I saw her at Thanksgiving. It's like, thank God she's losing weight. I've never seen her lose weight. I've only seen her gain weight her entire life. She's looking better. And I think it was a wake-up call that came, a month or two earlier. But, I have people who I love and care about, and I look at this and go, this isn't about vanity. This is not about, I don't want to be the one left standing.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to
Well
be here
said.
alone for too many years. You guys need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Right?
And what's the birthing order? What are you?
I'm second.
Okay.
I'm second. Michael is exactly 1 year older than me. We're Irish twins.
Yeah, you are.
We're a year, and we're not exactly Irish twins. You have to be born with it. I'm a week outside, but that's still Irish twins. So, and then Frankie's right behind me. He's about 4 years younger, and then Mark is between Michael and Mark is 10 years, 9 years.
Your
So
poor mother. And boy, are you a Catholic family with those names.
yeah. So
If Francis, Vincent, Mark, and Michael.
Frankie's name is actually Charles.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We call him Frankie. I had to think about it. It's like, what the hell is his name? And he's the one I talk to the most because we keep up with football and everything and talk every day. And he's the one that just went through, chemo, heavy chemo, and then he's on a colostomy bag for the rest of his life now.
Oh, God.
Which is freeing for him because he's had horrible Crohn's disease.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah, now he can make it all the way to the Saints game without having to pull over.
You know what? Good for him. It worked out.
Man, cancer, all those things scare me, right?
Well, you've already been through it.
I've been through it. You and I talked a bit when your dad, when you went through it with your dad.
The picture of health, by the way, my father.
Yeah, ran 10 miles every day, folks.
Yeah. And very health conscious, weight conscious, that was just who he was.
And had the same exact leukemia that I had, which is a rare leukemia.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And in the next show, if we're staying on a little bit of a public service announcement kick, there's some stuff in our good food that we should worry about. And maybe we can just touch on that so people are a little more aware.
Let's do that. And we can't get to that next show unless we stop this show. So,
folks, right.
I said at the top of the show when I was trying to make it through that, cross-eyed Mary.
That was a good fill.
Yeah, I'm not good at filling. I need 17 to 20 seconds. I'm good with that. And I was like, wait, Gina's got a book. Go get that.
Blowing more wattage to your cottage.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that one.
Yeah, that's an old DJ thing, wattage to the cottage. Gina Grad has a book. It's called My Extra Mom. And I've read through it more than once because I was trying to find flaws, and there's no flaws.
Thank you.
Go get that book. I mean, she's done an amazing job with it.
Thank you.
And
Oh, and if you don't mind, head
Yeah.
over when you're on Instagram to My Extra Family. I have tons of content on there. So please follow me over there because it's for families in general, not just for step families.
Yeah. So go do all of that. With me, Amazon, before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com, click through the banner. It puts coal on the fire, gets my train down the track. And also, I'm going to start saying this a lot this year. It's free, folks. Go rate and review this podcast. Unless you
Please.
hate it, then don't
Yeah.
rate it or review it. If you love it, go rate it and review it. And that way, if this podcast has helped you out, maybe it can help someone else out. And that's just the way it goes. So on behalf of Gina Grad, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it in an easy way.